Hello, the Trews isn't just about me talking to yous, it's mostly that. It's also about yous talking to me. Here's that happening now, Trewsers, in a Trews Comments edition. Firstly, Rashik Ryat. Russell, big fan of the show. I know that most news channels and newspapers are full of bigotry and exist to serve the large corporations. That's what we believe. What other sources of news should we trust other than yours? Obviously, none. That's the truth. Simply none. No, have a look at Adbusters, that's really good. Look at Young Turks, they're cool. Shamocracy is really good. Learn about those. You find your own things as well, mate. Just have a little nose about the internet. There's loads of stuff in there. Mix and match. Learn to filter information by connecting to your true self, your essential nature. There's a voice, a bit like in the little list hobo who you've not heard of.
There's a voice that keeps on calling me.
There's a voice that keeps on calling you. There is a voice of truth within you. Try to create serenity and space around you, then you'll know when you're in Congress with that voice. Colonel Sanders. Who the fuck is this guy? Give him a fucking biscuit so he can shut up. I would like a biscuit. Lauren Miller. We live in a world where your pizza arrives before the police do. Why? Because the pizza delivery guy gets consequences if he's late. There might be other reasons to do funding as well, but it's interesting. Although most of the time, I would rather have a pizza than the polizia. Uthman Ishmael. Immigration is just a smokescreen. It may be a problem, but it's highly exaggerated by the parties to cover up the financial wrongdoing in banks and in the tall glass towers. Open your eyes, see the real problem. I agree with you, old Uthman Ishmael. I suppose it costs more money to feed 7 people than 5 people. But like, if all of your money's been nicked by one person, what does the 5-7 thing matter? Think about the one who nicked it. Mikey's for you. What part of UKIP do you not agree with? It's common sense. Well, I'll tell you the bit I don't agree with. The bit I don't agree with is blaming vulnerable people for problems created by powerful people. It's that simple.
Employment legislation.
Blame immigration.
Excessive regulation.
Blame immigration. Bad education.
Blame immigration.
No qualification.
Blame immigration.
Powerful people have the power to create problems. Transnational corporations, powerful wealthy individuals. They don't ever say that. They never go, what we're going to do is we're going to regulate the Bank of England and we're going to take control of interest rates, we're going to curb the power of the city and of large corporations, and we're going to redistribute that money back to ordinary people. We're going to raise tax on high earners, lower tax on low earners. We're going to do everything we can to represent normal people. It's just convenient. Nigel Farage has got quite a nice way of talking. It reminds some of us of people that we quite liked at school. Maybe a deputy headmaster who sometimes said arse or something, or maybe we saw him smoking in the town centre at the weekend and balancing a pint in his head, making us think, oh, excuse me, that he was a bit of a normal guy. You can't build a government on that. Russell, says Lackenfaber. I'm a teenager trying to decide what I want to do when I get out of high school, so I was wondering, what career options do you think are the most beneficial towards the ideas you talk about, especially in changing the way we treat the planet and interact with one another? Thanks so much. I think all things can be done from in the spirit of service. Whatever you want to do, you could be working in the car wash or a law firm and doing good work. As long as you are connected to the truth within yourself, you'll be guided. If you're saying you want to be involved directly, then the word direct is the key one. Get involved in direct action. As a career path, I don't know where there's money in it, but we are looking more and more to create infrastructure on an international level where people can live devoted lives dedicated to change and revolution. We're in the early stages now, so what you have to do is follow your own, what Joseph Campbell would call bliss. Once again, there is a voice in you telling you what it wants you to do.
Every stop I make a new friend.
If you have a clear mind, you'll be able to hear that voice. Don't use the Littlest Hobo theme tune.
Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again.
Which I've unconsciously been using as a sort of guiding light for much too long now. Why can't you just stay? At the end of every episode, he always goes, a lot of you won't know this because you're not old. Vic Graves. Brand, you're not. Get over yourself. Vic, I am, and I won't. Mike Murray. Nigel Farage is younger than Brad Pitt. Just let that sink in. He looks older. It's not sunk in. Sarah Craven. Russell, do you film in your kitchen so everyone thinks you're a normal person? Well, no, because look, mostly I film in the bedroom so everyone knows that I'm weird. Elias Lionheart. I never liked Russell Brand. That's hurtful. I found his stand-up unfunny and himself he has in there, annoying. I do have to admit though, he makes a hell of a lot of sense. No, I don't like you. I find you annoying. Good point. No, I hate you. That's true though, that is true. Oh, you prat. That is true though. Joel, 321. Dear Russell, if hypothetically the USA and France did not have nuclear weapons and the only active nuclear powers were Russia, China, India, Pakistan, North Korea, would you still support the scrapping of our nuclear deterrent? Or is your support scrapping the deterrent contingent upon the USA keeping its own nuclear weapons on which we can depend to defend us? Joel, 321. I mean, you're getting into complex, choppy waters of international military conflict. I can't see a situation where you'd want to nuke anybody, can you? I mean, it's like, once they've nuked us, I mean, well, it's like, whoa, and you can fuck off and all. You might as well, I mean, you aren't going to die. In a way, Armageddon is coming for the individual. Mona Lisa Jones, I agree with you, Russell. The fact that there has to be an ongoing lengthy debate about whether to continue to work on missile or not, or whether we should just pay nurses, it boggles my mind. I just can't imagine how anyone could defend spending more money on military at all, let alone cutting budgets for so many things that improve people's lives. There you go, scrap Trident, but do try and find work for those fellas that are working there. Don't know how many jobs, but I'm sure there's something else they could be doing that doesn't lead to nuclear meltdown or time wasting. Daniel Swanson. My brother works in Parliament and he told me the reason they do that strange "I've got your nose" hand gesture is because it has the same effect as pointing, but they take the finger out because that looks rude. Now look here. Oh, sorry. I've got your nose. I've got it. There. You want it back? Do you? Do you? Do you want it back? Do you? Do you? Vote for me, please. I am actually quite serious about money and that. Kirsty G, why can't you become an MP, Russ? Because, oh, and then someone else, Bazza one says, he's far too scruffy. It probably is that. It probably is that. Too scruffy. Yeah, they won't have me. Chinwar, you look like you just woke up, mate. I may well have done. That's why we film in the bedroom. Just minimise problems. Practical man. Mr. Gillistar, why don't we put them all in the Big Brother house? Yeah. I mean, if they're just going to have a TV programme, yeah, put them in there. Make them fight in a mud bath. That's some true news. Thank you for your comments. Subscribe here.
Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just